Surrounded by silence, in an isolated world, remember words, now so far away. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Damage Incorporated Network. I'm Todd, the Thrashing Zombie, here with a album review of Gruesome's new album, Silent Echoes, dropping today on June 6th. It's from Relapse Records. Bear with me. This is my first actual review I've ever done. I put a lot of work into this. Bunch of words here I wrote down, talking about some of the songs. So just bear with me. A little backstory on Gruesome before we get into the album. They're a death metal band that pays tribute to the band Death. They don't cover Death songs, but write songs that are reminiscent of Death albums. Their last album, Twisted Prayers, was kind of a tribute to Death's spiritual healing. Same kind of songs in that, talking about basically anti-religion and how a lot of people will pray to be healthy when they're sick and not go to the doctor, that type of stuff. So this one is basically a tribute to the next album, Human. Anyway, hailing from Arroyo, California, in Miami, Florida, the band consists of Matt Harvey from Exhumed. He's the vocalist and guitarist in that band, and he's on guitar and vocals in Gruesome. Daniel Gonzalez from Create a Kill and Possessed. He's also on guitar. Gus Rios from Create a Kill as well, and Kill Division on drums. And Robin Mazen from Castrator on bass. Robin is a female. Gruesome started in 2014 with two demo singles, Savage Land and Closed Casket, before releasing a full-length album of Savage Land, which I read that was supposed to be like Scream Bloody Gore or Leprosy. I think it's more like Scream Bloody Gore, I guess. Two EPs followed in 2016 and 2017, and a single in 2018. The full-length album, Twisted Prayers, which I just talked about, came out in 2018, sounding similar in tone to Death's Spiritual Healing. 2020 saw a split EP with Exhumed, so Matt Harvey's in both bands. A single in 2024, along with a split EP with Sabbath, which brings us to 2025, where they have released the album Silent Echoes. First impressions of this album, it sounds like it could be another Death album, circa 1991 or early 90s. They made it sound a lot like Death, which is good, because that's what they're going for. Matt Harvey does a good job sounding like Chuck throughout the album. If somebody had put this on and didn't tell me what it was, my first thought would have been, is this, an unreleased Death album? It sounds that similar. But like I said, they don't cover Death songs. They sound like Death. And to that point, they did get some permissions from his family. I don't know, mom, sister, wife, whatever it was. They do thank somebody in the liner notes with the last name as Chuck's. So anyway, back to this. The production sounds like I'm back in the early 90s, but it doesn't take away from the album. A lot of people like the modern sounding stuff. This sounds like sounds like death metal from the 90s, from Florida. But it kind of also has a more pronounced modern sound to it as well. I'm trying not to compare it to Human that much, but it is kind of hard since that's the sound they were going for. So there will be more comparisons probably. There are no riffs from Human here, just riffs that could have been on the album Human. There are similarities here, but that's to be expected. Chuck had a sound all his own. Okay, enough with the comparisons to Human. Are these 8 songs any good on their own? Clocking in at around 33 minutes, it goes by fast. They don't waste any of those minutes on any bullshit. It's in your face, fast, with few little parts here that are like openings that are a little mellow, but then it kicks into high gear. The tracks. The first track is Condemned Identity, which clocks in at 4 minutes and 14 seconds. Starts off with a slow acoustic sounding intro lasting less than 30 seconds before putting the foot on the gas and not letting up. The intro sounds vaguely similar to, I can't remember the song from Death. A couple other songs that have intros with just a little bit of guitar. It sounds almost acoustic sounding. It sounds kind of like that. I can't remember the names of the songs. I should have checked that out, but anyway. Guitar fades in. That's not the same song. Multiple time changes here. Keeps things from getting boring. I'll come back to the time change thing later. Track 2, A Darkened Window, clocks in at 4 minutes and 3 seconds. More time changes. Great musicianship on every song on here. Dan and Matt take turns doing solos in every song except for one of them, and I can't remember which one off the top of my head. Frailty is the number 3 track, 4 minutes and 27 seconds, released as a single long before this album came out. I think that was one of the ones that came out last year at some point. Guitar fades in and then drums come pounding in. Also a great tune. Shards is next, number 4, 3 minutes 55 seconds. Didn't write anything down about that one. I don't know what's up with that. Track 5 is the title track, Silent Echoes, at 4 minutes and 21 seconds. The thing about this song, it doesn't deviate much from all the others, but when it ends, it goes right into the next track like it's one whole track, which is number 6, Voice Within the Mind, which is an instrumental, and I love a great instrumental. I love all Metallica instrumentals. I loved when Death did it, twice. The one from Human was, drawing a blank again. Somebody, whatever. It's an amazing song, except it has a fade out instead of just stopping, and I cannot stand fade outs in metal music. They did that on either Symbolic or Individual Thought Patterns. Death did that. And a lot of hair metal bands do it as well, and I cannot stand it. It's fine for pop tracks that are on the radio. Works. Death metal album songs, thrash metal songs, don't do fade outs. The song is so reminiscent of 90s Death. They did a great job on this track. Actually, that was for Fragments of Psyche. Number 7, Fragments of Psyche, 4 minutes and 2 seconds. Also a single, one of those singles from 2024. Could have been an unused track from Human. It sounds so similar to the stuff that was on that album. Could have been done by Chuck. It was really good. Number 8, the last track, 3 minutes and 33 seconds, the shortest track on here. Probably not my favorite. It has a nice, I didn't know what you call it. I call it a hi-hat shuffle, where he's got the hi-hat and he's a kind of thing. It starts off with that, just, a couple seconds worth, and it goes into the music. So there are the tracks. This is a very thrashy type death metal album. They don't deviate from the formula they have throughout the album, and even on the last one. Speedy thrash death. Time change to a slightly slower sound for the pre-chorus, and then time change again for the chorus. Rinse and repeat. Pretty common for just about any band, though. Not a bad album. They're not reinventing the wheel here. This is just some good Floridian sounding death thrash. If you like your death metal that's slightly progressive and sounds like it's early 90s death, then this might be for you. You can check them out on bandcamp.com or even relapse.com. They're selling vinyl and CDs. A rating of this, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. Or a 3.5 out of 5. However you want to do your ratings. 8 out of 10. It's a good death, progressive, like thrash album. Very, very thrashy sounding to me, but also got those death elements. It's definitely worth checking out if you like that type of stuff, like early 90s Human album, early 90s death metal, or not death metal, early 90s death. So that's it. Check my own channel out, Todd Guy the Thrashing Zombie. Do want to find the stuff, and subscribe to Damage Incorporated Network to see reaction videos to songs and deep dives into bands. They have a couple. They have one for Black Sabbath. They have one for Judas Priest. Some other ones, I haven't checked them all out yet. I'm just starting with this, so just check them out. Until next time, rock on. Oh.